Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be window shopping for the lift that I'm going to be putting in my garage for my third bay for my 911. Let's go check it out. So today was going to be a driving video. We had a bit of snow the other day and it started to melt away. We have beautiful blue skies here, but I went out and it was just a bit too windy to get the drone up in the air. In fact, it was being sort of knocked around, so old James probably would have kept on going until it blew into a tree or a post or whatever. New James, patient James, decided to bring the drone back and came home to make this kind of a video instead. So here we are. First off, I hope everybody's safe and well and healthy. We're sort of week 4 to 6 into the COVID-19 pandemic. It's got to the point now where certainly I know a couple of people in my circles that have been tested positive for the virus. I'm sure there are some of you watching this video that have been affected by it too. In all honesty, I've been in two minds about making content over the past few weeks as the virus and the sort of social situation has started to sort of take hold. On the one hand, I'm asking myself, is it appropriate to be making these kind of fun videos when there's so much serious stuff to consider going on? The economy's tanking and people's jobs are at risk and who knows, maybe my own. So there are those things to consider. On the other side of it, so many of you have been commenting that the videos are helping, and quite frankly, they're helping me deal with the situation. If I'm not working or playing with the kids, I'm sitting around thinking about stuff, and I'd rather be thinking about my family or this kind of stuff and talk cars with like-minded enthusiasts than watching the fear-fueled, cable news, to be honest with you. So to those of you that keep commenting and asking for more content, thank you, because it, kind of helps me, gives me some validation that I'm not crazy, just, that guy making all the content when all of, this stuff is going on around us. So anyway, serious note over. But yeah, sincerely, I hope everybody's doing okay, and, stay in touch. So the other day, I had my garage door sorted for my third bay. If you saw that video from just the other day, or yesterday in fact, I don't know. Time is merging together right now. I don't even know what day it is. I've got all this new headroom. I've got space in my garage now to put in a lift. So now it's a question of picking the right one. And that's what this video is all about. But before we go to the web and start looking at videos, what I wanted to do was just let everybody know that I have these prototypes of auto amateur window decals. And I've got 50 or so of them. So I said on my post yesterday on Instagram and a static post on YouTube, the first 50 people that send me an email to autoamateurblogger@gmail.com with a postal address, doesn't matter where you are in the world, I will mail you a decal, and you can check it out for me, and you can maybe put it in your car window. I've only got a few left. It's crazy. I had this sudden flurry of emails after posting that, which is really, really nice and encouraging. But I've still got a few left, a few here, but I've got, another sort of stack over there somewhere. So hit me up. I'm more than happy to send them to you, free, just, you get it. All right. Lifts. So, there are loads of different types of lifts to choose from. There are single post, double post, 4-post lifts. There are scissor lifts. There are permanent lifts that sort of need to be screwed and anchored down into the concrete when you're talking about lifting big trucks. There are portable lifts that you can sort of wheel out of the way if you need to. There are even more portable lifts that you can actually just sort of pull apart and go store in your cupboard, if you can believe it. And there is all sorts of different price ranges. The sort of cheapest ones I've found have been around the $1,000 mark to lift a car like the 911, going anywhere up to $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. I absolutely don't want to spend that much money. And considering I'm probably going to be using this thing, as enthusiastic as I am about getting it and using it, realistically, I'm probably going to be using it maybe, let's say, 3, 4, 5 times a year. So, what's that? That's an oil change. That's summer tires. That's winter tires. That's maybe another oil change and then one kind of random job. 5 or 6 times a year, that doesn't scream to me like I need a super professional solution that I'm going to be dumping loads of money into. It's not like I'm, running a business out of my garage. So I'm looking at the lower end. $1,000 would be awesome. I don't think I can get away with that though. But a couple of grand, sure. I'm, considering investing that in this, tool for the garage. So let's start off. If money was no object, I would probably go for the M1 single post car lift from American Custom Lifts. My friend Daniel sent me this link. Daniel, who has the GT3 Touring from the other day, he sent me this link, and these guys look like they mean business. I'm always blown away by an impressive looking website. First few photos, Porsches. What I like about this lift system is the simplicity, the kind of elegance of it. It's just a single post that extends out with a couple of arms, and then on it you can put one car which lifts up. So that would allow me to store 2 cars in my garage. Pretty awesome. Looks pretty cool. I really like the kind of simple concept. It's it's like I don't want to say the IKEA of car lifts, because this seems like it's a very expensive option, but it seems like a pretty unique, kind of cool design. Now, I've looked on their website, and unfortunately they don't give out any pricing. What they do say is contact us for a free quote. So that tells me off the bat it's going to be hella expensive. But if money was no object, I would go for it. The only challenge is, one of my constraints is the width of my third bay. I've got about 100 inches to play with comfortably, within which I've got to get my car and then the lift. Now, looking online, this system looks like it's about 106 inches. So I've got to, and that's assuming that it can sit flush against the wall, which it probably can't. So let's say 110 inches. That's 10 inches further into my wife's bay, and that's just where the kids are going to be getting out of the car, and my wife's going to be getting out of her car. So that's not going to work, unfortunately. That would be pretty awesome, So that's a non-starter. But a single post lift, whoever invented that, good job. I like it. All right, so twin Busch garage equipment. I really like these guys. And partly because Matt Moorman from Obsessed Garage has the full-size scissor lift from these guys. But they've got a lot of great reviews online. Their logo has got the American flag. Woohoo, America! Says the Brit. But they've got a lot of great choice. You can go for 2-post lifts, you can go for 4-post lifts. I do like the idea of a 2-post lift. This is a more permanent kind of solution, I think. Oh, hello. Look at that, website's not working very well. It's a bit more of a permanent solution. I'm not going to be moving this around very often, I imagine. At least some of them have to be fixed into the ground. Maybe not so for the 4-post, but I think the 2-post do need to be fixed into the ground. It's a little bit more professional than I'm looking for. It's also quite wide. I think if I am right, the width is, where are we? Does it say? No, it doesn't say, but I think from the research that I've done, these 2-post lifts are about, oh, here we go. It's like 100 inches wide. In fact, no, look at that. It's like 112 inches from post to post. And so you got to figure I need maybe another half a foot, at least a foot altogether to get either side of it. So, you know, what, 124, 30-ish kind of inches? That's, you know, 20 or 30 inches above the width that I'm looking for. So the 2-post lift is not going to work. Now, you might say, why didn't I put the lift on the other side of the garage in the two, you know, with the where the 2 SUVs are parked underneath the bigger door? Well, unfortunately, I installed ceiling storage there, and I can't get any more ground clearance without taking out the ceiling storage, which I need, and then putting in another jack drive door opener. So that's not going to work either. And even if I could fit it over there in terms of height, I'm going to have the same problem, just reversed with the width, where you know, you add those 3 cars together, I'm still not going to have enough space in between them to do what I need to do and get in and out of the car. So twin Busch 2-post lift, it's not going to work. The Scissor lift, the one that I really want, and I talked about and sort of promoted in one of the videos I made a week ago, the low-rise Scissor lift. This gets you about 38 inches worth of ground clearance to the underside of the car, which is great. Now that I've got the headroom though in the garage, I could actually go for a full lift, but that's like twice the price. The challenge is that shipping time says 8 weeks. Not ideal. They're like back ordered at the moment. So having spoken with the company, I'm looking at least a couple of months for them to get in a couple of new items. There's already a waiting list. I could be waiting here for like another 6 months or a year for this thing to come in. And there are some similar products that essentially look identical, have very similar specs. They don't have the twin Busch brand name on, but you know, is that necessarily a problem? But you know, sort of $2,000 plus shipping costs, that's about the right sort of price range that I'm looking for. Yes, ideally I'd love to be able to get like all the way under the car, but like some people have an irrational fear of sharks in the ocean, I have a pretty rational fear of getting crushed under the car. So actually standing underneath a car in my own garage, you know, I'm not particularly excited about. With this thing, I'm going to be sort of sitting towards the side and the back, and I'm going to be able to look underneath, and I'm going to be able to work on the wheels, but I'm not actually going to be all the way under the car. Even doing an oil change, because the drain plug on the 911 is right towards the back, I can actually get to that sitting on my stool away from the car. You know, I think that's more like my sort of go. So there's the low rise. Let's take a look at the full rise. The next one is the one that Matt Morman has, the S319. It has the same weight sort of capacity, 6,600 pounds, but this goes all the way to the top. And so instead of $2,000, it's 3,100. So okay, it's not twice the price. It's about 55% expensive again. Yeah, if I wanted to stump in another grand, and actually this one is available right now. Maybe that might work. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to keep that one open. Twin Busch, that's Twin Busch. Scissor lift, Matt Morman's got it. Obsessed Garage, you know, sort of recommended. Let's face it, that's a winner. All right, but that's 3,100. Bear that in mind. Keep that in mind. That's 3,100. So after Twin Busch, the next place I looked at was Bend Pack. I keep wanting to say Blend Plaque, but Bend Pack. They have a sale going on right now. Don't get too excited. It doesn't seem to be a very good sale. Let's take a look at the flyer. Economic recovery. Hurry, save big sale. You can get yourself $100 off a $7,000 combo What? You can save yourselves $300 or $400 off a 12 grand combo? That's not a lot. You know, economic recovery kind of sales says to me, 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, fire sale, everything must go. No, you can save yourself like, you know, $100 here on thousands and thousands of dollars worth of investment. That's not very exciting to me. Now, BenPack, loads of great reviews online. So, you know, me throwing their sale under the bus aside for a second, loads of people have recommended BenPack. There are some great sort of amateur reviews on YouTube. There's loads of stuff about them in the press. They seem to be really well rated, really reliable, and price-wise, they're actually pretty reasonable. So, beautiful 4-post lifts here I could get and store 2 cars, buy my 997 back. But let's put that to one side. Let's go back to car lifts. Low-rise scissor lift. So I was expecting something similar to what Twin Busch were offering on their website, where you were looking at a couple of grand and getting about 37 or 38 inches worth of rise off the ground. Is that right? So 2 grand, Twin Busch. Yeah, you're getting about, there you go, 39.37 inches in lifting height. By the way, can you hear my dog snoring in the background? Swear to God, she snores like louder than me, my dad and my granddad, and my brother combined, and we all snore like snoring things. All right, so Twin Busch gets me 39 inches off the ground. Let's go back to BenPack. Their low-rise scissor lift. Here we go. The LR600 or the LR60 or the LR60P, which is mobile. It gives you these little sort of nylon wheels that you can push and move it around your garage if you want to. That one is $2 grand, so $100 off. It's about the same price as Twin Busch. It's probably every bit as reliable, similar kind of design, similar weight capacity. It has the safety features that you're looking for. It's the same kind of width. The only challenge is, I think it only gets me about 28 inches of lifting height. There we go, look at that, max lifting height, 26 inches. So for the same price, I would prefer the Twin Busch. I'm sort of feeling like I'm having to settle. Well, maybe not settle, but go for a brand that wasn't my first choice. For the same amount of money, I'm missing out on, 11, 12 inches worth or more of height. It's like a foot difference. No, I'm not mad keen on that. Now, they do have the mid-rise scissor lifts, which would get me up. We're now talking, well, that one looks shitty. I mean, crappy. Excuse my language. And sorry, whoever designed that system. I'm sure it's awesome. The MDS6LP. This looks a lot more sort of sturdy and professional, like the Twin Busch system. It's got very similar weight capacity, or like lifting max. Its height though gets me. Hello. Lifting height, 45 inches. So it gets me about 6 inches higher than the Twin Busch. But unfortunately, it's the same price. No, it's even more expensive than the full-size Twin Busch lift, which would allow me to stand underneath the car almost completely. It gets like 5 feet off the ground, so 50 plus, maybe 60 inches off the ground. So what are my takeaways? So far, BenPack is more expensive than the Twin Busch systems, but unfortunately the Twin Busch systems, the one I want, isn't in stock. So no success as I keep going to shop. Let's look at a lower end kind of option. Loads of my friends rave about these products, and I've actually seen them in operation a couple of times. Quick jacks, and a lot of you watching the video from the other day, you guys have also suggested looking at quick jacks. First off, I actually think these are awesome. If I didn't have kids, and if I didn't mind, you know, kind of having to put them away every time after using them, because of that, I would probably be going for this solution. It doesn't get me the height that I'm looking for, but for, you know, like $1,200, $1,400 compared to the other solutions for a product that I've seen work, that I can trust, that I know that works really well, this would probably be my choice if I didn't have kids. Now, some of the friends that I have who have these quick jacks have got kids, but I want something that I can leave in the garage, like as a permanent fixture, without worrying about the kids tripping over it necessarily, which they could trip over the scissor lift, okay. But these have, you know, they're sort of two separate pieces. They can fall on their side when there's no car on top of them. They're pretty heavy, but I worry that the kids might, you know, hurt themselves or try and pick them up, and I don't know. It just makes me a little nervous. But $1,400, you can get your car like a foot or so off the ground. I think that's pretty awesome. So big thumbs up for the quick jacks, absolutely. They've got safety features. What's the lifting height? Frame only 17 inches with the 2 or 3 inch block. You can get it to 18 or 19. So you're still not more than, you know, 1.5 feet. You're not more than 2 feet off the ground. So like when I did my oil change with Pat on one of my videos from last year, we got my car up on his quick jacks, and we could get under the car, but you were lying on your back. You weren't like sitting down and leaning forward. So it doesn't quite give me the height I want either. So close, but no cigar. All right, let's get on to Tool OTS, Tool Lots, Tool OTS? I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, Tool Lots? I don't know. Tool OTS. I nearly pulled the trigger on this last night at about 1 a.m. when I had Googled myself into insomnia and was desperately trying to find the lift that I wanted to just buy it. But no, I didn't buy it. Why? Because their website doesn't work very well on the mobile phone. I couldn't get it to add one of these things into the cart on my cell phone. If I had, I probably would have bought this last night. So, what is it? It's a mid-rise scissor lift. It gets me 39 inches of ground clearance, which is in the range that I'm looking for. That's what the twin Busch system gets me for $2,000. Just over 6,000 pounds max weight, which is comparable again to the twin Busch system, which gives me the same. It's red, which goes with my garage paintings on the wall and the floor tiles. Unlike the twin Busch, which is blue, which goes with the current color of my car. It's red. I like that it's red. Unlike the twin Busch, it also has a more permanent looking operating console, which I imagine the technology is basically identical to the twin Busch system. But the twin Busch system just looks like a little dolly with the hydraulic fluid underneath and the buttons. And it doesn't quite look as cool. For the more expensive version, like the Obsessed Garage guys, Matt, they have the more sort of professional looking console. But that's, you know, $3,200 or so. This one is only $1,700, and it comes with the more permanent console, which is a win in my book. It's red to match my floor. It has the safety features that the twin Busch system has. So as it goes up, it's click, 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 clicking into place. If for whatever reason the power fails or the hydraulics fail, it's only gonna fall the distance between the clicks, which is like an inch or maybe a couple of inches max. So pretty safe this system, or at least just as safe as the twin Busch from what I can tell. Width-wise, I think I'm good. I think I double checked and it's about 70 inches total. Let's see, 18, 71-ish, I guess, in the 70 sort of ballpark. I've got 100 to play with. So I'm gonna get a nice amount of space on either side of this system to work. Have I talked myself into a sale? Hold that thought. This is the one I think I'm gonna get. I think so. The only problem is, I've never heard of Tool OTS, whatever they're called. They sell an absolute shitload of product. So they must be doing pretty well. They've got a guarantee, they've got additional warranty, that sort of stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I feel like I'm taking a bit of a punt on a brand that I'm not familiar with from a supplier that I'm not familiar with, but I am an amateur, so maybe you all know about this company and I don't. But this is the one I'm really tempted to buy. Let's take a look at their others. They've got a 2-post lift, which is only $1,200, down from about $2,000. That's almost too good to be true. Like, is it made out of tin foil? Is it gonna, is it cardboard? Is it gonna actually lift a car? I'm not sure. I'm sure it will, but if I had the width, I need 110 inches, I think, for this one, which is, again, 10 more than I've got to play with. This one might be the winner. I mean, is it even cheaper than the Scissor Rise? Yeah, how is this cheaper than the Scissor Lift? 220 volts, I've got that capacity in my garage. 50 seconds lifting time. Overall width, 134 inches, so it's much wider than I was expecting. 112 inches, easy. I can do that in the garage with the clearance that I've got now. That's really tempting. Like, why wouldn't I go for that? It doesn't fit, unfortunately, but that's a good price. So that's where window shopping kind of comes to an end, and this is where I might need some help making my decision. So let's do a quick recap. And I've probably bored you all to death by this point, but this is very helpful for me to talk about this out loud. And even if a handful of you comment to this video, it's gonna help. So twin Busch ideally is what I would get. It's $2,000 plus the shipping cost. I think all in, it was like $2,400, which is more than the cost of this guy from Tool OTS. $1,700, I think it was $200 or $300 to ship, plus a $50 kind of unloading charge if you don't have your own pump truck. Who has their own forklift truck or whatever at home? I don't. But all in, I think that comes to about $2,000, like including shipping and tax. And that's exactly the price point I was looking at. And it gets me the height I want. Quick jacks, not high enough, not permanent enough, but you can't argue with the price. The 2-post or the 4-post, in an ideal world, if I had more space, if I had more width, I would go for that, probably. But I can't. And then if I won the lottery and I decided to build myself a bigger garage or make my wife park on the street, interesting. Maybe I could get Ruthie to park on the street. But if that, was possible and she didn't neuter me with a rusty spoon, I would get myself this 1-post awesome baller lift that would allow me to stack a 997 turbo on top of my 991. That's the daydream right there. Back to reality. I think this might be the one. I think this is going to be the one. I don't know. Would you pull the trigger on this no-name mystery system? Maybe? I don't know. All right, guys, that's it for another video. More content coming this week. I can't promise what my next video is going to be, but I do have the backup camera to install, which probably would be a good idea if I got the lift first, hey. I've got the fire extinguisher to install. The weather is getting a bit better, so I'm hoping to get out for a drive and take some more drone footage. I really want to work on my drone skills with Tail of the Dragon hopefully coming up in June. I just want my drone skills to be as sharp as they can be. And a couple more podcasts coming the way. Also, I think my first column in Total 911 magazine is coming out in the next few weeks. Issue 191. Living the Legend. I'm super excited about that. All right, guys, keep the comments coming. Remember, if you want one of these awesome, super cool decals for your window that'll make all your friends jealous for free, hit me up at autoamateurblogger@gmail.com. Give me a postal address. I promise I won't stalk you, but I might look up your house on Google Earth. Take care. See you next time. Bye.